What's going on, moms and dads? Welcome to another episode of the Fade You podcast. This will be our NFL Week 15 recap, and Monday Night Football kicks off here in about 30 minutes. So here we are leading you up to Rams-Packers. What an absolute barn burner. Matthew James here with birthday boy Joe. Joe, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Still recovering. We had a hell of a time on Saturday at that Fresno State game.
Joe, was the highlight of the game the absolute ass beating that the Bulldogs laid on the Cougars, or was the highlight showing up on the Charlie Brown dance cam?
Definitely the game. I could give two fucks about being on the dance cam, but the game was amazing until I was just like looking at my credit card statement right now, and I'm like, there's like $40, $40, $40, $40, because every tall game was $20. I had like 5 charges of those. It's like, whoopsie. They're going to get you some way.
It was a great time. And Chris, I think you had a good time. The only issue for you was the Vikings were down 33-0. So you thought you had a no sweat rocking chair winner. We were streaming the end of that game as the Bulldogs game was kicking off. And to your horror, the Vikings came all the way back, tied the game, and could have absolutely fucked you. But luckily, they ended up winning by 3.
Unbelievable. It was always Vikes by 3, right? Oh, my God. Matt Ryan. Got to give it up for Matt Ryan. He said, hold my beer to the Super Bowl, come back, and let Kirky come all the way back. Yeah, that's crazy. We had Bengals up 17-0. So combined, at one point, we had a 57-0 point spread lead in 2 games and almost lost both of them. Went 1-1. Unbelievable. So,
well, I mean, like you always say, Chris, bet on poop. This is the kind of bullshit that happens, especially when one of those teams has fucking a not coach coaching their team.
100%. That's exactly what you know what you're getting in for. And that's almost got absolutely fugged. Got 2-3, which is surprising, Matt. You said we had a rough week, but all the dogs covered in the AM rounds, which you think more of us would have capitalized on. I know we neglected Jags and Falcons, road division dog there. We asked, Matt, I think you and I asked each other, should Dalton be laying 4 to anyone? Of course not. He ends up not covering, but unbelievable Sunday. I mean, you just got to love it. This is why we love this sport. I mean, you got the Chiefs going, the Texans almost winning outright. They, missing kicks. And then you got between the Colts game and the unbelievable, the Jets game coming down to the wire. What an exciting Sunday.
I mean, the theme of the week was blown leads. We talked about the Colts blowing 33-0. Chris just mentioned the, what was the other? God, there were multiple blown leads. Cowboys blew a 17-point lead. The Raiders blew a 17-3 lead. Ended up winning. I mean, we got to talk about that in a second.
Bucks 17-0. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one you mentioned. The Bucks
Bucks
17-0. Oh my God. I mean, what's the takeaway from all the madness? I mean, at the end of the day, we're throwing darts, and sometimes you catch a break if you're on Cincy like I was, and sometimes you get absolutely fucked like the dads who were on the Bucks. I mean, what can we actually take away and file away and use this to try to finish the season strong over the last 3 weeks?
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything to take away from it other than that it just proves that this shit's so unpredictable. Like, it's fucking literal a coin toss, I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know what else to take of it other than like, hey, we're just throwing darts here.
Yeah, you could say, you're sitting there with a 33-0 lead. You're like, fuck yeah, look at that. The sharp, poopy side. And then next thing you know, you're like, the side that looked like the absolute right side could have ended up being the wrong side. And then, yeah, like Joe said, you just, you try to do your best. And for all of us, I know me, I think all 3 of us on this pod are above like 58, 59%. To have 3 of us doing that with this fucking craziness that's going on is like kind of unbelievable.
Madness.
I know Joe's above 60%. It's incredible.
It's crazy. I mean, the one thing I guess I would take away is that Newton's law is alive and well.
Newton's
Shout
law
out
is
to
real.
Shout out to podcast listeners from way back. You'll get that inside joke. I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong for the Vikings. We're sitting there in the car driving to Inglewood, and I mean, every time you look down at the phone, the Vikings are turning it over or doing something hilarious. And then we mentioned the Bucks game. I mean, what do you do with Tampa that can actually finally put it together for the first half? And then we sent the drive summary. I mean, Chris, it was like the first play. I don't know if it was a fake punt. I don't know if the guy knew it was going to be a fake. That was a turnover. And then they go like fumble, interception, interception. I think 5 straight possessions with a turnover. Like, can you trust them at all? Because the Bucks are a weird team for me. They're not good, right? They're what are they now? 5 and
6 and 8.
6
and 8. Okay, so they're 6 and 8. You could easily take away the Rams win, where they got lucky and bailed out. You could take away the Saints win, where they're down 2 scores with 5 minutes left in the game. I mean, is this
week 1 Cowboys? Like, yeah, they won, but they won like 19 to like 6 or some shit. Like, they did not look impressive.
So this team could easily be like 4 and 10, right?
Oh yeah.
So and yet the problem I have with them is the books are still going to respect them a little because of Tom. So what do you do with this team?
Yeah, I mean, they had the Bengal. I mean, without that 55-yard field goal at the end, you could say their defense shut out, picked off Burrow. They shut out the Bengals, right? The mighty Bengals. So their defense is still, I think, pretty decent. And their offense looked a little capable in that first half, going and actually taking advantage of the takeaway and taking that 17-0 lead. I know they went for it on 4th down a couple times and converted. But yeah, they looked okay. And that second half was, oh my God, it was just.
Yeah, like, dude. And I was in my other group chat. I was texting everybody. Like, I saw the Bengals only run like 15 fucking plays to the Bucks like 30 in the first half. And I'm like, look, yeah, this is a 17-0 fucking ass whooping right now. But the Bengals are going to do something. And so I took Bengals team total second half. It's like 12.5. Fucking cash that in the first 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, so you can do a little, you can see a game and kind of read it a little bit, because it's not like, yeah, the Bengals played like shit, but they also only ran 15 plays. You don't expect them to continue running, only going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. So, there is regression the other way too, to the normal offense that they have shown to be extremely capable of this season. And it came out, I mean, yeah, they got a ton of short fields, but still.
Absolutely wild game. And Chris, you brought it up in our group chat this morning. Now the Bucks are all they're going to do is go on the road and lay like 5 against God knows who's playing quarterback for the Cardinals, and they're dead. They lose to fucking Hackett. So can you trust the Bucks with any sort of like as a favorite? Are you kidding me?
It's up to 6 too.
Oh my fuck.
This week's hilarious because I was looking at it. It's we always talk about, huge line flips. So we've got like 5 of them. So you've got that's the first one. We could start with that one. They went from 3.5-point dogs to now Joe just said 6. That's a 9-point swing. You've got the Ravens going from 2 or 3-point dogs to now a 7-point fave at home. You've got the Dolphins. Oh no, Dolphins were 7.5-point dogs. Now they're 5.5-point faves. That's a huge one. And then you've got, what's the other one that was notable that was pretty standoutish? Oh yeah, Titans. They're going from 3-point dogs to 7-point faves. That's 10 points. So you've got a lot of these games where it's like, holy role reversal this week. So what do you do with that?
The Titans one's a little interesting too. I mean, is everybody gonna start buying the Texans looking great back to back, covering these huge spreads, almost winning outright in both instances? And then now they're gonna be catching less than a touchdown to a team that's a little bit inferior and kind of deflated right now, which would be the Titans. So I mean, I
heard that the Jags or the Titans players, they were told that they're only 1 game ahead of Jacksonville now, and they couldn't believe it. They were like, "What?" I mean, anybody fired Jags AFC South back when the Titans had like a 4? How big was their lead? Do we know? I mean, they were 7-3, right? Titans have lost 4 straight. So they were 7-3.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
It
yeah.
had to have been high, 20, 30.
3 at least, right? I mean, the Jags were,
the Jags were pretty dead too.
Yeah.
They were looking like ass.
God.
I thought for sure when I saw them score that touchdown, and typically it should be a rule. If you haven't done dick all game and you get that late score, it should be like automatic to go for 2 on the road. I thought Vrabel did say like we got to fucking go for it in the mask, and then they sent out the kicker. I'm like, well, you're gonna give them 50 seconds. That's what happens, you know.
Especially with his QB being banged up. Tannehill was banged up. He left the game for a little bit. I mean, god damn,
dude, that game was
count and go for it.
Yeah, he should have pulled his cock. You would think Vrabel is pretty dad-like and has done shit like that before and do that, but dude, it was a weird game. Like half that they didn't score for like a half an hour. 7-7 just stuck there forever, and Titans just kept fucking shooting them. Dude, they got to like 3rd and 2 like 3 or 4 times and would throw the ball. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Run the ball to Derrick Henry twice to get the first down. Like it's just asinine. I was losing my fucking mind watching that game. But
that game was crazy. It felt like every time I looked, it was another interception. Did you guys see the one where the guy tipped it to the other guy?
Yeah, that was badass. I've seen that in college a couple times, and I'm like, fuck, dude. That I don't know why that's not more done more. I think Arkansas did that like 2 years ago.
On the flip side of Tennessee, so the Chargers clearly they didn't want that game. They actively didn't want it. So anybody who's thinking about trusting the Chargers as a fave, and they're going to be favored on the road next week against the Jeff Saturdays. I mean, two games in a row, the Titans were thrown on just mercilessly, right? Philly threw all over them, threw for 1,000,000 yards. Trevor Lawrence threw for 1,000,000 yards on them. And what do the Chargers do? They don't want to. They just, I don't know what they're doing in terms of game planning. It was very, very bizarre to see.
And especially
the Chargers taken over the game and they didn't want to.
The Chargers had both their wide receivers for the first time in like 2 months.
That's like, what are you doing?
And Mike Williams. It's like, yeah. And dude, but I think the Titans defense actually, they played fucking solid. They played really good
for how injured they are.
Yeah. And they had a ton of sacks and they were constantly in fucking Herbie's face. So I still feel like the Titans was the right side there. They had every opportunity to cover the spread. Not that they give a fuck, but that was kind of a brutal L or a push, I guess.
We got to talk about the Patriots-Raiders game.
Holy fuck.
I mean, that's one of those where you think you've seen it all.
Dude,
and then
Raiders gonna Raider.
Shit happens. I think the most amazing thing about that ending to me is that it didn't happen to the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
usually
shit that happens to the Raiders or the Cleveland Browns or the Detroit Lions or any of these sorry teams that never win anything.
Washington last night.
Oh my God. Wow. So, I mean, if you're a Raiders bettor, you're up, what, 17-3 at halftime?
Dude, yeah. When I saw that, I was like, how am I didn't send it to the chat because I didn't pull the trigger ultimately, but I was like, how do I not fire Patriots plus whatever they are right now? You have to. You absolutely have
what
to.
the number is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably Pats plus 7.5. Something like that, which it would have cashed. Guarantee you.
Because the Raiders they've set a record this year for most, like 14 points lead blown or something like that. So here we go again.
Oh,
I mean, again, the Patriots not all that impressive. Like we saw their Monday night game against Arizona. Kyler Murray gets hurt. The Patriots end up kind of having a dominating win, but it's Arizona. And now they go and do this on the road. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the Pats. They're just a weird fucking team.
Both these Raiders and the Patriots. Who the fuck knows? Both these teams could look like world beaters or look like absolute ass at any moment. And then
I mean, the squarest bet of the week next week is probably going to be Cincy on the road once again, right? As a little road favorite. What is that? 3.5?
Yeah, and then just bet it because Cincinnati covers every fucking spread apparently
every week,
every single week.
And the Pats are just this inconsistent Mac Jones tantrum, Matt Patricia. Special teams mistakes, just bizarre. I don't know. Who do the Raiders have next week?
The Raiders got Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, 3-point dogs.
Oh, wow.
That's another scum team. Do you want to lay 3 points with fucking whoever's gonna be playing quarterback for Pittsburgh, Mitchell the Bitchel.
MVP
Wow.
Mitch.
Wow. Let's keep bouncing around. Crazy finishes. Dallas blows a 17-point lead in Jacksonville and loses. I mean, I don't know if they're going to ever win a big game. It just seems like this Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, like Mike McCarthy, it's just the perfect combination of like they'll beat the Bears and the Lions and all those teams, but when they've got and this is what kind of makes me surprised, people in our group chat were liking Dallas this morning as a favorite going into the Philly game. Now, this is before we got the Jalen Hurts news. Can you count on Dallas to beat a good team?
No. I think, dude, what happened to that vaunted Dallas defense? Fucking just got, I guess a 34 piece on them.
With a 17-point lead, 27-10.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's Trevor Lawrence finally figuring out how to play football well or that defense just being fraudulent. But yeah, holy fuck. And I think Dak throws like 900 interceptions every game. So that's kind of an issue.
Something dumb. Yeah.
Apparently
every
reason
fucking
why
game.
the Sharps really like the Jags was because that O-line on the Jags is like number one in time allowed or something like that. And obviously that's the strength for the Cowboys, that dealing. So they thought that, if Lawrence could do that, and then obviously he did second half.
Dude, if the Jags end up winning that division somehow, how does Doug Peterson not get Coach of the Year?
Because he's going to barely be 500. I don't know. I guess the record would be the only thing.
So, okay, now how do you look at Dallas going into this big game against Philly? Because the line obviously has completely ballooned, thinking that it's not going to be Jalen Hurts. It might be Minshew. And Dallas, there's simply no way the Eagles can win that game without Hurts, right? Parlay Cowboys,
holy
tease
shit.
them.
It's 6.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to lay 6?
I don't get. Yeah, it's almost like, is it square? But it's not, because it's a backup QB, so it's kind of fade the injury. But at this point, remember, guys, we talked about who was like worth the most points, right? And we were saying like a couple years ago, it was Aaron Rodgers, probably because they had
Josh Allen.
Yeah. So what did we say it was? Close to 6. So are they saying that Hurts, because that line was what, 1?
1.5.
Are they saying Hurts is almost worth what the MVP was to his, even though, and Hurts has probably a lot more weapons than Rodgers did last year at wide, 100% did.
Hurts was the MVP favorite going into last
year. Hurts is, before, he was there.
Right, I'm just saying all Rodgers had last year was he didn't have anybody. He has A.J. Brown and he has all these guys. So I just feel like, are we saying Hurts is worth that many points? That's all I'm asking. I don't know.
Apparently it is, but should it be? I don't know. I mean, if they're going to give us almost a touchdown on the Eagles, I feel like you're obligated to take the Eagles there, because that was the argument last week too. Oh, is it the Eagles offense of the team, or is it Jalen Hurts? Remember, Micah Parsons literally said that on a podcast. Now, we're going to fucking find out if Minshew can go up and put up a 30 piece on the Cowboys. Then, yeah.
Well, I mean, Fields did his thing. I mean, that was awesome that they scored that last garbage touch for us to cover, Joe. But it's like, do we really think Dak's going to be able to do that same shit? Hell no. Like, right? He's not even close to as mobile and epic as, I mean, that one run by fucking.
Oh, dude, Fields
that was so sick. Like, I don't know if the Eagles just thought they were playing flag football or what, but
I think, dude, the only real shame is Fields is going to fucking get hurt. He's going to die.
Yeah, when you run like that.
He's so reckless. he's gonna, that's an issue.
He went out for a minute. Peterman came in. I was like, oh my god, the dads are dead.
Yeah.
Peterman's in. I was like, oh, they're so dead.
Love Peterman.
Did I just see everybody on the TV on Green Bay? All the talking heads on Green Bay
for sure. Tease them.
Oh, every single one's going to be on them. Just like last night. Did you guys see that? The Sunday Night Football logo. Everybody was on Washington.
Yeah.
Except for one went Giants.
Wow.
That was hot. I was like, well, Giants it is, I suppose, and the under. Bang.
How about Lions Jets?
Oh,
that was a great finish yesterday, and too bad for our boy Joey Cheese and the dads that were on the Jets. I mean, you thought you had them, and then the Lions pull out some other crazy play to
Play
win
on
that
fourth
game.
down. Dude, I was crying laughing
You're
when they
doing this
converted that
every
fourth
week.
down and score. It's like at this point you can't even be mad. Like you just know what you're getting into with the Jets. Something heartbreaking is gonna happen. You're gonna want to fucking have 16 beers after betting on them, and it's just hysterical to me. Dude,
And on the flip side, you know the Lions are going to do something awesome like that,
yeah,
and it's just
every week.
impressive as fuck. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, how many covers is this in a row for the Lions? Like 7?
115 last time I counted.
This is exactly how I drew it up, Matt, when I took their over 6.5. Said 1-7 start, and then win the next 6 out of your 7s. Boom.
Yeah, no problem. So, all right, we're going to really see how for real these Lions are, because now they're going to be favored on the road in Carolina, who just lost. 2 weeks ago, everyone was loving Carolina when they win and 1 at Seattle. Now they lose as a home fave against Pittsburgh. This is really going to put the Lions to the test, man. I mean,
well, I mean,
we've been saying that for several weeks in a row.
I know. Fuck, you don't think Detroit can win by 3? Oh man, what a hilarious! This is another pretty big swing. Look ahead was +4.
Wow.
No, it's -2.5. Holy shit! Oh god,
wild.
Don't you love the NFL?
And now you're going to have the Jags on a short week. They're playing, or the Jets are playing the Jags on Thursday. Jags off of a couple wins in a row. Big win over the Cowboys at home. Jets off a loss. Short week in New York in the cold. Chris, is this snap called Jets for you?
Not really. I just am a little afraid that I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't know what to do with this game quite yet. I was looking at it, and I don't. I saw the Jets are kind of trendy. I don't know if they're still thinking, oh, they heartbreaking loss. They got to bounce back. They have lost 3 in a row though, and
I don't know how the Jets could be trendy at this point. If anybody that's put any kind of hard-earned shekels on the Jets the past couple of weeks, absolutely are disgusted by them right now.
Right. Well, no, the Jets did end up covering for the +10 folks 2 weeks ago in Buffalo, but
no, last 2 weeks specifically, it has been fucking.
But the Jags have
heart-wrenching.
Raped Tennessee, and then they come back and win. So they've won back-to-back games as dogs outright. So very interesting.
Well, they've won 3 out of 4, right?
Can we see the chat on YouTube? Can you see it? I have people telling me look at the chat, but I can't see shit.
I'll go look. Hold on, give me a second.
I can't see it either. It usually pops up on the side, but I don't see it.
Fuck. Gosh, darn it!
It's just our good Mountain Dew drinking dad.
Oh yeah. Fade you. Oh, aren't we like Fade University? On what's our YouTube?
It should be there.
Hell, man. What's our thing?
Jay Buff says Pack win by a double
Here it is.
gauge.
Okay, here it is. I'm about to have it up.
Okay. So, any other takeaways, Chris, from yesterday? What can we learn? What can we try to use as we move forward into week 16? Niners may never lose again. I know that.
Niners are gods. Seahawks are dead.
Niners are crazy because I was looking. I'm like, damn, they're on this little like favorite streak. So they covered 3. They've covered 3, 3.5, 5, 8.5, 9.5 in 5 straight weeks.
Yep.
And now you're going to lay a little bit over a touchdown to Tyler Heineke.
Love
Command. No problem.
Love Command. I don't know how you don't love the Commanders here as a non-homer, as kind of.
I'll just tease it down. Free money. Just tease
it
down. 1.5.
Zero way the commies win this. They can't even beat the Giants. How are they going to beat the Niners? Yeah. And on the flip side, one thing I did take away is how do you lay? This is great. This has been 2 years now. Remember when Den would lay with the Chiefs last year? They are on a god awful against the spread run. I think they're 0-5-2. How do you lay 10 with this team against the Seahawks? The Seahawks can't be scrappy this week.
But Chris, people will still do it. People will say Chiefs against Seattle, who's dead. Like, I'll lay the number no matter what it is. People will do it. They'll tease the Chiefs down to -3.
The fucking Seattle hasn't covered a spread in at least 7 weeks. Oh, I guess neither has KC. Holy shit. We're going on bad. Just maybe it'll just what is it at 9.5? Fuck. Hopefully it gets to 10 or 9 so they can just tie.
I think it was 10 and
Push.
then it got hit down.
I think
Yeah,
you're right.
the Seattle hasn't covered since they beat Arizona. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 weeks.
But Seattle's winning. They're just not covering spreads.
Yeah, they beat the Rams.
Or sorry, KC. Yeah.
Oh,
Texans, man, scrappy. You love to see it. A 1-win team just almost beat the Cowboys, almost
Battling.
beat the Chiefs. God damn.
And they have a tie.
I mean, say what you want, but they're playing hard.
Yeah. Dude, I know, but I'm just like I said earlier. I'm petrified of if I had to take because Houston's a pretty easy bet here, division dog.
Yep.
Dude, are they not due to go just get like shut pieced? Like,
that's what I said
lose
last
by
week. I was like, how do you
127
play the
points?
Cowboys that well and not kind of lay a dud? And they didn't. Is this maybe the week that they just come out dead, Joe, and show their true colors? We shall see.
God, I don't know.
But then you got to trust Tennessee and Tannehill and that horse and buggy offense as a touchdown fave. Oh my
I
god!
don't like Chicago as a
Tease
big
it. I'll
dog
just tease.
again.
I'll just tease it. I got a solution. Teasing it to 1.
Just tease
Fine.
it down. It's an automatic win. It's just the easiest bet in the world. Let me look. I'll look at this shit. Let's look. Easiest teaser legs of the weekend here. Niners, take that down. That's just free money. Buffalo against Chicago, free money.
Yeah. Buffalo down through the 7 and 3. Easy.
Yep.
Dallas, you could take Dallas to plus a half. All you gotta do is win. They can even tie and still win.
Wow.
Against Gardner Minshew. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Dads, let's save the rest of it for Wednesday. We'll do the week 16 preview on Wednesday, and then Christmas is Sunday, so we'll have to figure out when we're going to do the next recap, but we'll be back in a couple days. 3 weeks left of this regular season. Let's finish strong. Chris, remind everybody what happens sometimes when you bet on poop.
You might blow 33-point leads, 17-point leads, and just get your heart ripped out. But don't be discouraged. Take the Rams tonight. They have no shot.
Your Rams.
My Rams.